Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again, and welcome to another episode of Michael Myers Mondays. And today I'm doing a viewer request. A viewer from my previous episode wanted to see every edition of Halloween, the first movie that I owned. So today we're going to be taking a look at that. Now a lot of you have seen these all before, so what I'm going to do is, to try and make it a little bit more interesting, is give a few reasons why I like certain releases and why I own them. Because believe it or not, with the amount of different releases out there, there are a few differences between most of them. Now, I also own a few of the original movie and box sets. I'm not going to cover those. These are just simply individual releases. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys the 3 editions that I recommend if you're pretty much wanting the definitive sort of mini collection, but you don't want to own as many editions as I do. There's 3 standouts which I'm going to mention at the end of the video. Alright, enough rambling on, let's get started. So, a couple of documentaries first up. We have the absolutely excellent Halloween The Inside Story documentary from the UK. Absolutely amazing. The 25 Years of Terror. This is the UK DVD 2-disc set only, unfortunately. I'd love to own the 4-disc set, but this one will do for now, and it's a really, really good documentary. I'm sure most of you have seen it. This is the US limited edition. This particular DVD is now out of print. Comes with the theatrical version, the extended cut, which I'm not a big fan of, and the lobby cards. Really, really nice edition to own. Despite not being a massive fan of the extended cut, I'm happy to own this DVD. What I consider to be the best DVD, if not the best all-round Halloween release, and that is the 25th anniversary DiviMax edition. Now this is the US DVD. Absolutely amazing, amazing edition. And if you guys are wondering about the orange cases, the movies didn't come like that. I just swapped the cases out. This is the 2nd Australian DVD release, and I really, really like the cover art on that. Slightly bigger image than a lot of the other DVDs, and the colour's slightly different. And this is a really solid DVD release, actually. Moving on to the most recent Australian DVD from Umbrella Entertainment. If you live in Australia and you're wanting the best DVD edition for this movie, this is the release to pick up. Really, really solid release all round. Next up we have another Anchor Bay release from the US. Now I'm not too familiar with the years these different DVDs came out, so apologies for that. I simply picked this one up because the cover art is different, and I really, really like the cover art on that, and that's the only reason I own it. I've never checked out this DVD before. Another copy of the DiviMax 25th Anniversary Edition, signed by John Carpenter himself. This is a pretty cool DVD to own. It's the very first Australian release of Halloween from Force Video, and it is the widescreen edition. I've never actually checked out the disc, so I'm not too sure what the transfer is like. I really probably should do that, but still, being the first Australian DVD release, it's pretty cool to own it. The next 2 are slipcover releases, and that's pretty much the main reason I have them, for the slips. This particular one is very, very rare, and that is the O-ring slipcover for Halloween. It's still sealed, I haven't opened it, but I believe the DVD inside is the same DVD I showed before with the mask image on the front. And probably one of the most common DVD releases, certainly one of the most common DVDs for Halloween I've seen in people's collections and updates, is this slipcover release. From what I've heard, it's pretty standard DVD. It's still sealed. but the slipcover is pretty awesome on that. Alright, continuing on with the DVDs, a few more. We have the 25th anniversary DiviMax edition from the UK, pretty much identical to the US release, and really nice release overall. The booklet is slightly different to the US DiviMax edition though, so if you live in the UK, I highly recommend this edition. Sticking with the UK, we have the Anchor Bay DVD. This one's still sealed. I simply got this because the cover art is slightly different. Pretty interesting image there. Not really too sure how fond I am of it, to be honest, but it's alright. One of the lenticular releases. Really like this one a lot, and the only reason I own it is because of the lenticular cover. This one is identical to the lenticular cover, except the cover is not lenticular. And the last of the DVDs, we have a French release. Pretty awesome. I also own the UK UMD for the first movie. I've never actually watched this before because I no longer have a PSP, but still pretty awesome to have. Before we go on to the Blu-rays, I'll show the two VHS editions I have. Now, despite owning two VHS, I've never actually seen this movie on VHS before. I probably should. I own a VHS player, and it'd probably be pretty interesting to watch my favourite horror movie of all time on the VHS format. But anyway, this is the 2 cassette tape limited edition. The cassette tapes are orange, which are pretty cool. Now, I got this off eBay, and I'm kind of disappointed because I know this particular set came with a booklet and a keychain, and mine never came with that, so that's unfortunate. I know it's not complete, but still it's a pretty neat addition to have all the same. And the second VHS I own for the first movie is the Australian Force Video release, and this is in excellent condition. There's no mold on the tape at all. The tape itself is in excellent condition, so probably should really check this tape out at some point. Alright, and we'll move on to the Blu-rays now. I don't own too many of them. First up, we have the most recent release, and that is the 35th anniversary edition digibook. Now, I'm really glad that I picked up this digibook when it first came out, because I'm noticing that they've re-released this in the standard Amray case, and I'm pretty certain that the first release, which was the digibook, they're starting to disappear. So yeah, I recommend, if you're wanting this particular version in digibook, to get on it pretty much ASAP. But this is an excellent release. Next up, we have the German media book. Now, I've never actually watched the disc, but going off previous things I've heard about German Blu-rays, it should be pretty solid. This is a really nice edition to own though, and it's fairly rare as well. This is a pretty standard release from the UK. Now, this Blu-ray is very special to me, because this particular version right here was the first time I ever watched the movie. Was when I checked out this Blu-ray. This is the first Blu-ray Australian release from Beyond, and I got it from Target for $9, so very cool. And just two more. Next up, we have the Umbrella Blu-ray, which, next to the 35th anniversary edition, is pretty much the best Blu-ray release for the movie. And I am fortunate enough to have this one signed from PJ Souls or Linda. So Kevin, once again mate, thank you so much for getting her to sign this release. And last, but certainly not least, we're returning back to the UK with the very, very nice 35th Anniversary Edition Steelbook. This is identical to the 35th Anniversary US release, but in Steelbook form. And really, really nice image there of Michael on the back. Alright, so you've seen my entire Halloween original movie collection. Now I'm going to talk about the 3 standout editions that I recommend. If you're wanting the definitive editions for the movie, but you're not wanting to have the extent of the amount of movies that I own, these are the 3 editions that I recommend above any other. Alright, so we're going to start with the Halloween The Inside Story documentary from the UK. There's been a lot of different documentaries for Halloween, and this is easily the best by far. So well done, fantastic interviews, and a lot of excellent information about the first movie. This documentary solely covers the original Halloween movie, and I think it's incredible. Alright, now movie wise and DVD wise, my choice was very easy. This has always stood out to me, and that is the 25th Anniversary DiviMax edition from the US. Now there's an identical release in the UK, but this is an amazing set. 2-disc set, comes with a booklet, and in terms of special features, you're really not going to get much better than this DVD. Sadly, it is missing one special feature called Halloween Unmasked 2000, and for some reason that's the only special feature that I know of that's missing from this set. I don't know why, but yeah, it's definitely missing, so I wanted to quickly mention that. But honestly, in terms of a DVD release, and especially special features wise, you're really not going to get any better than this DVD right here, so highly recommend it. Alright, Blu-ray. So you're wanting the best Blu-ray release, you're wanting to see this awesome horror movie in amazing HD, then this is another no-brainer. This release right here, in my opinion, is easily the best Blu-ray release, and that is the 35th Anniversary Edition. As I mentioned before, I think this particular digibook version is slowly going out of print, but this is an excellent release. It's the best the movie has ever looked on the Blu-ray format. It has some new special features, the excellent Horror Hound documentary that Jamie Lee Curtis was involved in, and the not so great commentary. But still, in terms of PQ, amazing release. So this is definitely the Blu-ray to pick up, and it's also available from the UK via the Steelbook release. Alright guys, so that does it for another episode of Michael Myers Mondays. I hope you found this video informative. I hope it's helped you out distinguish some of the editions, or some of the differences between the different editions. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.